Back in the late 70s and early 80s, CHiPs became a TV sensation, bringing audiences thrilling highway chases, lighthearted humor, and the unforgettable duo of Ponch and John. More than 40 years later, what happened to the cast who once patrolled California's freeways on screen? Some continued to shine in Hollywood, others chose different paths, and a few have sadly passed away. Join us as we look back at the stars of CHiPs, their iconic moments then, and where life has taken them today. Robert Pine portrayed Sergeant Joseph Gaitrayer in CHiPs, 1977, when he was 36 years old, embodying the steady and authoritative leader of the California Highway Patrol Division. Sergeant Gaitrayer served as the commanding officer of Ponch and John, providing discipline, guidance, and occasional stern lectures, yet always with a sense of fairness and care for his team. Unlike the younger officers who frequently found themselves in thrilling chases or comic misadventures, Gaitrayer was the grounding figure whose presence reminded the audience of the responsibility and seriousness of the patrol's work. His character avoided melodrama, rarely engaging in reckless action, and instead symbolized stability, experience, and moral authority throughout the series. Beyond CHiPs, Robert Pine built a prolific career in television and film, appearing in shows like Dynasty, Star Trek, Voyager, and lending his voice to animated projects such as Frozen, 2013. His versatility across drama and comedy allowed him to remain a recognizable face in Hollywood for decades. Pine married actress Gwynne Guilford in 1969, and together they raised 2 children, including Chris Pine, who rose to international stardom as Captain James T. Kirk in the Star Trek reboot films, and Steve Trevor in Wonder Woman. Robert Pine, now in his 80s, is admired both as a dedicated character actor and as the patriarch of a family deeply rooted in the entertainment industry. As of 2025, he is 84 years old. Erik Estrada brought energy and charm to the role of Officer Frank Ponch Poncherello in CHiPs, 1977, when he was 28 years old. Ponch was the show's most colorful personality, a daring patrolman with a taste for fast action, comic mischief, and a constant flirtatious streak. His impulsive behavior often landed him in sticky situations, yet his courage and loyalty ensured he always came through for his partner, John Baker, and the people they protected. Memorable for his motorcycle stunts, wide smile, and fearless confrontations with reckless drivers, Ponch became one of television's most iconic law enforcement characters of the late 1970s and early 1980s. Estrada's career continued with appearances in Dos Mujeres, Un Camino, Cielab 2021, and guest roles in various television shows where his charismatic presence remained unmistakable. Outside of acting, he also worked as a reserve police officer, deepening his connection to the world he once portrayed on screen. In his personal life, Estrada married several times and has 3 children, balancing fatherhood with a career that has stretched over 5 decades. Still a popular figure at fan conventions and nostalgic events, Estrada's enduring appeal reflects both his iconic television role and his personal dedication to public service. As of 2025, he is 76 years old. Larry Wilcox portrayed Officer John Baker in CHiPs, 1977, when he was 30 years old, creating a calm and level-headed counterbalance to Ponch's impulsive energy. John was dependable, disciplined, and deeply principled, serving as the show's voice of reason while still participating in the thrilling pursuits and rescues that define the series. His grounded demeanor and moral compass often guided Ponch out of trouble, while his skills as a motorcyclist and officer made him a respected member of the patrol. John's character embodied the ideal of teamwork, loyalty, and quiet heroism, which made him a fan favorite and a stabilizing presence throughout the show's run. Beyond CHiPs, Wilcox expanded his career as an actor, producer, and writer, working on projects such as the Ray Bradbury Theater and producing television movies. He also served in the U.S. Marine Corps before pursuing Hollywood, a background that contributed to his disciplined on-screen presence. In his personal life, Wilcox has been married multiple times and has children, including one daughter who pursued a career in music. Though he stepped back from mainstream acting, his contributions as both an entertainer and producer have left a lasting mark on television history. As of 2025, he is 78 years old. Bruce Penhall joined CHiPs in 1982 at the age of 25, playing Officer Bruce Nelson during the final season of the series. Nelson was introduced as a youthful, enthusiastic patrolman whose energy and optimism gave the show a fresh spark in its later years. Though the series was nearing its end, Nelson's charm and athletic build fit perfectly into the high-speed chases and daring rescues that defined CHiPs. Off-screen, Penhall was already famous as a professional motorcycle speedway racer, winning the Speedway World Championship in 1981 and 1982, which made him a natural fit for a motorcycle-based police drama. His transition into acting was brief but memorable, and his racing background gave his character authenticity on screen. After CHiPs, Penhall continued to race professionally before retiring to focus on family and business ventures, including running a successful contracting company. His personal life has been marked by resilience, particularly following the tragic loss of his son in 2012. Despite hardships, Penhall has remained a respected sports figure and television personality. As of 2025, Bruce Penhall is 68 years old. Lou Wagner joined CHiPs in 1978 at age 38, portraying Harlan Arliss, the eccentric yet brilliant mechanic of the California Highway Patrol. Harlan provided essential technical support to the officers, often saving the day with his mechanical expertise and quick problem-solving skills. His quirky personality, dry humor, and behind-the-scenes importance made him a fan favorite, as he brought a unique dynamic to the ensemble cast. Though not often in the spotlight of chases or action, Harlan's reliability and oddball charm offered a refreshing counterpart to the adrenaline-charged stories. Wagner's career, however, stretches far beyond CHiPs. He is best known for playing the young chimpanzee scientist Lucius in the original Planet of the Apes, 1968, a role that cemented his place in sci-fi history. Over the decades, Wagner appeared in numerous television shows, from The Odd Couple to Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. His versatility allowed him to move between science fiction, drama, and comedy with ease. Outside of acting, he has been known for participating in auto racing, further tying him to his gearhead persona on CHiPs. Lou Wagner's long career and memorable characters have earned him enduring recognition. As of 2025, he is 85 years old. Randy Oakes appeared in CHiPs in 1977 when she was 26 years old, portraying a recurring secretary often referred to as the blonde secretary. Though her role was smaller compared to the main cast, she added charm and lightness to the series, representing the friendly administrative side of the patrol office. Her appearances gave balance to the action-oriented plots, and her stylish, approachable screen presence contributed to the show's appeal during its peak popularity. Oakes was also widely recognized for her role as Officer Bonnie Clark, which later expanded her presence in the series and cemented her as one of the iconic female figures of CHiPs. Beyond the show, she pursued acting and modeling throughout the 1970s and early 1980s, appearing in series like Battlestar Galactica and Fantasy Island. In her personal life, she married singer Gregory Harrison in 1980, and together they raised 4 children, maintaining a stable family life away from the Hollywood spotlight. Oakes retired from acting in the mid-1980s to focus on her family, earning admiration for choosing personal fulfillment over continued fame. As of 2025, she is 74 years old. Paul Linka portrayed Officer Arthur Grossman in CHiPs, 1977, when he was 29 years old, giving life to a gentle, bookish patrolman who brought warmth and comic relief to the show. Grossman was not as adventurous as Ponch and John, but his intelligence, quirky sense of humor, and genuine kindness made him a beloved character among fans. Often portrayed as a thoughtful and sometimes absent-minded officer, he balanced the high-energy stunts and drama with quieter, more human moments that highlighted the everyday reality of working in law enforcement. Linka's acting career extended well beyond CHiPs, with notable appearances in films such as Parenthood, 1989, K-Pax, 2001, and Taking Off, 1971. He also guest starred in numerous TV series, including The Waltons and Knots Landing. Off-screen, Linky experienced personal tragedy when his first wife, Francesca Drew, passed away in 1986, a loss he later explored through his one-man stage show, Time Flies When You're Alive. He remarried in 1991 to Christine Healy, with whom he has raised a family. Respected as a character actor with depth and resilience, Paul Linka remains active in both television and theater. As of 2025, he is 77 years old. Lou Saunders joined CHiPs in 1977 at age 34, portraying Officer Gene Fritz, a recurring character who appeared primarily during the first 2 seasons. Fritz was presented as a capable, confident, and professional officer, often taking part in patrols and action scenes alongside the main cast. Though his role was eventually phased out, his contributions in the early episodes helped establish the team dynamic of the California Highway Patrol and set the tone for the ensemble nature of the series. Saunders' athletic build and commanding presence made Fritz believable as a motorcycle officer, and added realism to the patrol unit. Beyond CHiPs, Lou Saunders made appearances in television series such as Kojak, The Incredible Hulk, and The Rockford Files, building a solid career as a guest star throughout the 1970s and 1980s. Though he never reached leading man status, his work gave him a lasting place in American television history. After stepping back from acting, Saunders kept a relatively private life, but his contribution to CHiPs remains part of the show's early identity. As of 2025, Lou Saunders is 88 years old. Brody Greer appeared in CHiPs from its beginning in 1977, when he was 24 years old, playing Officer Barry Bear Baricha. Known by fans simply as Bear, Baricha was a tall, good-natured, and dependable patrolman who frequently assisted Ponch and John in highway pursuits and emergencies. While not always in the spotlight, Bear became a fan favorite thanks to his friendly demeanor and reliability, embodying the idea of a supportive team member who could always be counted on in difficult situations. Greer's portrayal gave the show a sense of camaraderie, as his character's steady presence emphasized the larger patrol family beyond the main duo. Outside of CHiPs, Greer appeared in guest roles on television series such as Barnaby Jones, The Love Boat, and Quincy, M.I.T. Though he never achieved the same level of fame as his co-stars, Greer remained a recognizable face of 1970s and 1980s television. He eventually stepped away from acting to pursue other interests, maintaining a lower profile but still cherished by fans at reunions and nostalgia events. As of 2025, Brody Greer is 72 years old. Danny Bonaduce appeared in CHiPs in 1978 at the age of 19, portraying Billy Rogers in a guest appearance that reflected his youthful energy and comedic edge. Billy was written as a spirited, mischievous character whose interactions with the patrol officers brought humor and tension to the episode. Although brief, the role highlighted Bonaduce's knack for playing lively and sometimes trouble-prone personalities. Bonaduce had already become famous in the early 1970s as Danny Partridge on The Partridge Family, a role that made him a teen idol and pop culture fixture. After CHiPs, his career took many twists, including acting, radio hosting, professional wrestling, and reality television, where he often embraced his larger-than-life persona. His personal life was marked by ups and downs, including struggles with substance abuse, but he continually reinvented himself, earning admiration for resilience. Bonaduce married several times and has 2 children, balancing family life with his eclectic career. In recent years, he has been open about his health challenges while maintaining a loyal fan base. His place in American television history remains secure as both a child star and a personality who carved out a long-lasting career in entertainment. As of 2025, Danny Bonaduce is 66 years old. Ellen Geer appeared in CHiPs in 1978 at the age of 37, playing Julie Barris, a guest character whose involvement gave depth and variety to the series' narrative. Julie was depicted as intelligent, practical, and compassionate, often assisting the officers in ways that highlighted the humanity of those surrounding the California Highway Patrol. While not a recurring role, Gere's performance brought a sense of realism and warmth, showing how ordinary citizens could intersect meaningfully with the high-paced world of Ponch, John, and their colleagues. Outside of CHiPs, Ellen Gere established herself as a respected actress, playwright, and theater director. She appeared in films such as Harold and Maude, 1971, and The Patriot, 2000, and on television in series like Star Trek: The Next Generation and ER. As the daughter of actor Will Gere, she grew up immersed in the arts and later became the artistic director of the Theatricum Botanicum, a renowned outdoor theater company in California where she has nurtured countless productions. In her personal life, Gere has been married to actor Peter Alsop, with whom she has shared both family life and artistic endeavors. A dedicated performer and educator, she has spent decades advancing live theater in America. As of 2025, Ellen Gere is 84 years old. Warren Berlinger appeared in CHiPs in 1978 when he was 41 years old, portraying Bickle, a guest character whose storyline added humor and dramatic conflict to the series. Known for his everyman charm and comic timing, Berlinger's Bickle stood out as one of those colorful figures who often crossed paths with the California Highway Patrol, either needing their help or complicating their work. His performance reflected the blend of comedy and lighthearted tension that made CHiPs a success. Off-screen, Warren Berlinger enjoyed a prolific acting career in both television and film, beginning as a teenager in Blue Denim, 1959, and later appearing in movies such as The Wackiest Ship in the Army, 1960, The Long Goodbye, 1973, and Cannonball Run, 1981. On television, he made countless guest appearances on shows like Happy Days, Murder, She Wrote, and Friends. Berlinger married actress Betty Lou Kame in 1960, and they remained together until her passing in 2010, raising 4 children. Known as a steady working actor with warmth and humor, he was admired by colleagues and audiences alike. Warren Berlinger passed away on December 2, 2020, at the age of 83 from natural causes, leaving behind a legacy as one of Hollywood's most dependable character actors. William Smith appeared in CHiPs in 1980 when he was 47 years old, portraying Michael Adams, a guest character whose toughness and intensity fit perfectly into the series' dramatic storylines. Known for his rugged looks and powerful screen presence, Smith's Adams was a formidable figure whose conflicts with the patrol officers brought danger and excitement. His character highlighted the kind of high-stakes challenges Ponch and John often faced, reminding audiences that the highway was filled with real threats. Off-screen, Smith had one of Hollywood's most distinctive careers, appearing in nearly 300 film and television projects. He was best known for his villainous roles in Any Which Way You Can, 1980, opposite Clint Eastwood, Conan the Barbarian, 1982, and numerous television series including Hawaii Five-0 and Gunsmoke. Beyond acting, he was a decorated U.S. Air Force veteran and a champion bodybuilder, which gave him unmatched physical credibility in action roles. Smith married Joanne Cervelli in 1989, and the couple remained together until his death. On July 5, 2021, William Smith passed away at the age of 88 from natural causes, closing the chapter on a career defined by intensity, longevity, and an indelible presence on screen. Jim Brown appeared in CHiPs in 1979 when he was 43 years old, playing Romo, a guest character whose commanding presence reflected Brown's real-life reputation for strength and charisma. Romo was portrayed as tough, confident, and occasionally intimidating, providing a foil to the patrol officers and injecting drama into the episode's storyline. Beyond his appearance on CHiPs, Jim Brown was far more than an actor. He was one of the greatest athletes of the 20th century. As a legendary NFL running back for the Cleveland Browns, he set records and won acclaim as perhaps the most dominant player in football history before retiring at his peak to pursue acting. His Hollywood career included The Dirty Dozen, 1967, Three the Hard Way, 1974, and Any Given Sunday, 1999. Off the field and screen, Brown was active in civil rights and community outreach, founding programs to support underprivileged youth and advocating for social change. He was married twice and had several children, balancing fame with personal dedication to causes he valued deeply. Jim Brown passed away on May 18, 2023, at the age of 87 from natural causes, remembered both as a sports icon and a powerful cultural figure. Danny Wells appeared in CHiPs in 1979 at the age of 38, portraying Gordy and later Phil Davies, two guest characters who showcased his adaptability as an actor. Gordy was drawn with humor and quirky energy, while Davies carried more tension and complexity, giving Wells the chance to display both comedic and dramatic range. Though minor in the scope of the series, his characters added personality to the world of Ponch and John, reflecting the everyday variety of people encountered by the California Highway Patrol. Wells was best remembered as Charlie the Friendly Bartender in The Jeffersons, 1975 to 1985, where he appeared regularly, and later as the voice and live-action performer of Luigi in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, 1989, which cemented his place in pop culture. His career also included appearances in Columbo, Love, American Style, Fantasy Island, and Sanford and Son. In addition to live action, his voice work gave him a second career path, bringing charm to animated productions. Though never a Hollywood headliner, Wells was beloved as a steady working actor with charisma and warmth that resonated with audiences across generations. He spent much of his later years in Toronto, Canada, balancing acting with a quieter personal life. On November 28, 2013, Danny Wells died at the age of 72, leaving behind decades of memorable performances across television, film, and animation. Don Red Barry guest starred in CHiPs in 1978 when he was 68 years old, portraying Frank Taylor, a role that showcased his grit and intensity. Though his screen time in the series was limited, Taylor embodied the kind of hardened character often used to heighten drama for Ponch, John, and their team. Barry's career, however, had started decades earlier. He rose to fame in the 1940s as the star of Adventures of Red Ryder, 1940, which earned him his lifelong nickname. Known for his fiery personality and rugged good looks, Barry became a staple of westerns, appearing in films such as Jesse James' Women, 1954, and later transitioning to character roles in both television and film. Despite professional success, his personal life was turbulent, marked by marriages, divorces, and career ups and downs as Hollywood shifted away from the Western genre. His final years were marred by financial and emotional struggles. On July 17, 1980, Don Red Barry tragically died at the age of 70 from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, a sad end to the life of an actor who once embodied the golden age of Saturday matinee heroes. Marjorie Bennett appeared in CHiPs in 1977 at the age of 81, playing Mrs. Downey, an elderly woman whose warm yet humorous presence added a touch of humanity to the patrol's daily adventures. Though her part in the series was small, Bennett's performance reflected the way CHiPs often showcased ordinary citizens to remind viewers of the community protected by Ponch, John, and their colleagues. Bennett's career stretched across an extraordinary span of Hollywood history. Born in York, Australia in 1896, she emigrated to the United States and entered films during the silent era, appearing in productions as early as the 1910s. Over the decades, she built a reputation as a reliable supporting actress, usually cast as housekeepers, mothers, or quirky neighbors. Notable credits included Charlie Chaplin's Limelight, 1952, The Unsinkable Molly Brown, 1964, and appearances in classic television such as The Twilight Zone, The Beverly Hillbillies, and Bewitched. With her plump frame, expressive face, and cheerful energy, Bennett became a recognizable figure to audiences across generations. She was never a star in the conventional sense, but embodied the heart of Hollywood's character actor tradition, working steadily for over 60 years. On June 14, 1982, she passed away at the age of 86 from natural causes, remembered as a performer who connected Hollywood's silent film roots to the golden age of television with grace and charm. Andrew Duggan joined CHiPs in 1979 at the age of 55, playing Judson Stamp, a stern and imposing figure whose authority created dramatic tension for Ponch, John, and their team. Stamp was the kind of no-nonsense character that fit Dugan's commanding screen persona, and even in a brief appearance, he added weight and credibility to the episode. Off-screen, Dugan had already built one of the most prolific resumes in Hollywood. Over his career, he appeared in more than 140 films and countless television programs, often typecast as military officers, judges, or patriarchs thanks to his tall stature, resonant voice, and dignified manner. His roles spanned from In Like Flint, 1967, and MASH, 1970, to frequent guest spots on The Twilight Zone, Bonanza, Murder, She Wrote, and The Rockford Files. He also enjoyed recurring work in the sitcom House Calls, 1979 to 1982. Beyond his screen career, Dugan was a devoted family man, married to actress Elizabeth Logue, with whom he shared a long partnership. Known for his professionalism, he was the kind of dependable actor directors trusted to elevate even small roles. Sadly, his career was cut short when he succumbed to throat cancer on May 15, 1988, at the age of 64, leaving behind the legacy of a classic Hollywood character actor whose presence could never be overlooked. Brian James guest starred in CHiPs in 1979 at the age of 34, portraying Billy Joe Ackerman, a character who brought intensity and tension to the episode. Known for his ability to embody intimidating, morally ambiguous figures, James gave Ackerman a raw energy that matched his later reputation as one of Hollywood's most prolific character actors. He rose to fame with his unforgettable role as the psychotic replicant Leon in Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, 1982, delivering one of the film's most chilling lines. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, James appeared in a wide range of films, including Southern Comfort, 1981, Tango and Cash, 1989, The Fifth Element, 1997, and Another 48 Hours, 1990, often typecast as villains or rough-edged authority figures. His rugged appearance and intensity made him a natural choice for such roles, but off-screen he was known as personable, funny, and deeply committed to his craft. James remained a constant presence in both big-budget and independent films, amassing over 200 credits. Tragically, his life was cut short when he died suddenly of a heart attack on August 7, 1999, at the age of 54, leaving behind a legacy as one of cinema's most recognizable tough guy actors. Ken Berry appeared in CHiPs in 1980 at the age of 47, playing Kelly, a guest role that showcased his natural comedic timing and approachable charm. Kelly was portrayed as a lighthearted and likable character, whose interactions with Ponch and John provided comic relief while grounding the episode with warmth and relatability. Berry was already well known to television audiences for his roles in F Troop, 1965 to 1967, as the bumbling Captain Wilton Parmenter, Mayberry RFD, 1968 to 1971, and later Mama's Family, 1983 to 1990. His screen persona often emphasized kindness, awkward humor, and a sense of sincerity that resonated with viewers. Beyond acting, Berry was also a talented dancer and singer, having trained in musical theater and performed with the Billy Barnes Revue. In his personal life, he was married to actress Jackie Joseph from 1960 until their divorce in 1976, and they adopted 2 children together. Berry continued to work in television films and guest roles well into the 1990s, admired for his gentle presence and versatility. On December 1, 2018, he passed away at the age of 85 from natural causes, remembered fondly as one of television's most beloved comic actors of the mid-20th century. Bruce Glover appeared in CHiPs in 1977 at the age of 45, portraying Chuck Harris, a character whose edgy and unpredictable nature reflected Glover's gift for playing offbeat and sometimes menacing personalities. Harris was one of the colorful figures who collided with the California Highway Patrol, challenging Ponch and John with his sharp mannerisms and tense presence. Glover was already widely recognized for his chilling performance as assassin Mr. Wint in the James Bond film Diamonds Are Forever, 1971, where he and Putter Smith created one of the franchise's most memorable villainous duos. Over his career, Glover appeared in films such as Chinatown, 1974, Walking Tall, 1973, and Ghost World, 2001, and guest starred in numerous television shows. Known for his unconventional style and willingness to embrace eccentric roles, he carved out a unique space in Hollywood. He also passed on his craft to his son, actor Crispin Glover, celebrated for his roles in Back to the Future, 1985, and River's Edge, 1986. Bruce Glover's legacy is marked by his dedication to the art of acting, often teaching and mentoring younger performers. He passed away on March 12, 2025, at the age of 92, leaving behind a remarkable career defined by bold choices and unforgettable performances. Madeleine Roux appeared in CHiPs in 1979 at the age of 44, playing a guest character named after herself, Madeleine Roux, in a self-referential and unusual credit. Known for her elegance and strong presence, Roux's character in the episode offered sophistication and charm, contributing to the dramatic storyline in a way that highlighted her versatility. Off-screen, Roux had already established herself in Hollywood with roles in classic films such as Operation Petticoat, 1959, and The Ladies' Man, 1961, and on television in shows like Perry Mason, Bonanza, and Star Trek, where she played Khan Noonien Singh's love interest, Lieutenant Marla McGivers, in the episode Space Seed, 1967. Her career was marked by her striking beauty and ability to play intelligent, authoritative women. In 1977, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which gradually limited her mobility and forced her to use a wheelchair, but she continued acting, appearing in series such as Murder, She Wrote, and Houston Nights. She was married to actor Tony Young from 1962 until their divorce in 1970. Despite her health struggles, Roux remained admired for her determination and grace in continuing her career. On December 16, 2003, she passed away at the age of 68 due to complications from pneumonia, remembered as both a talented actress and an inspiration for resilience. Who is your favorite character from CHiPs? How do you feel knowing that some cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated. We appreciate your support and are glad to have you as part of our community.